Hey everybody, welcome to day 2 of math. Today we're going to do some review of our math practices that we talked about at the beginning of the year. Talk about what those look like when we're at home and doing our math work at home. We're also going to talk in this video about the cubes strategy. We're going to do an assignment today where you will use the cube strategy to help you solve it. So let's get to those math practices. The first math practice here is make sense of problems and persevere in solving them. And what that means is never give up. You have an opportunity at home to persevere in problems while you're doing your math work and even your other subjects as well. Remember, if you need a break while you're doing math at home because something is frustrating you or you just don't understand what it's asking, get up and walk away and take a stretch break. Do an activity, read a book, play a game, do a chore, and come back and try it again. But never give up. Persevere. Number 2 is reason abstractly. This means that you are going to use pictures and words and numbers to help you solve. You'll also notice in the example here that there is a letter. We're going to talk a little bit about that in our performance task that we are going to be starting tomorrow for the 6th graders. For the 5th graders, we will be talking about variables later in the school year. But remember, it's okay to use pictures and words and numbers to help you solve problems. Math practice number 4 is to construct viable arguments and critique the reasoning of others. You will have an opportunity for the remainder of the year to use a application called Flipgrid, where you will video record yourselves explaining your math thinking, and you'll have the opportunity to ask questions and respond to others' videos. During your video, you'll want to make sure that you explain your thinking and then practice questioning what others are thinking. Math practice number 4 is model with mathematics. Remember, math is everywhere. At school, we use things like base 10 pieces. We use things like cubes to help us, but you can use things from around the house as well. You can use markers, you can use coins, you can use beans, you can use rocks from outside. There's lots of things that you can find around your house, like Legos as well, to help you solve math problems with models. Math practice number 5 is to use appropriate tools strategically. Make sure that you're using the right tool for each problem. If you have a ruler handy at home, that might help you in a problem where you are measuring or converting measurements. If you need a manipulative to help you solve a problem, then you'll need to use a manipulative. Math practice number 6 is attend to precision. Make sure that you're doing careful work. Make sure that when you are adding, you are lining up your place values. Make sure that you are going back and checking your work to make sure that you have not made any errors. Math practice number 7, look for and make use of structure. Again, in this problem, you want to make sure that you are structuring your problem the right way. Okay? And look for and express regularity in repeating reasoning. So again, this is a big one. We've been talking about this all year. Look for patterns and repeated math within problems. When we can find the pattern in our math problems, math becomes easier for us. So we'll want to make sure that when we get our hands on our INBs next week, that we use this math practices page when we are solving problems. Our math practices are on page 3 and 4 of our INBs. Again, be looking for information on how to pick up all of your INBs from all of your teachers next week. All right, the next thing that we're going to talk about is the cubes strategy. And the cubes strategy in our INBs was on page 46. So I'm going to turn there now. We're going to take a look at cubes. So today's activity is going to be a cubes problem solver. You're going to get a problem and you're going to get a blank cubes form that you are going to use to help you solve the problem. So we're just going to review the letters in cubes so that you can solve the problem a little bit easier. Remember, you can always come back to this video while you're doing your work and replay parts of the video that might help you. So the C in cubes stands for to circle key numbers and units. So we're going to look inside of our math problem and we're going to circle all of the numbers and units that are important to the math problem. Remember, sometimes story problems have units and numbers in them that do not pertain to the problem. So we want to make sure that we are circling just those key numbers and units. U stands for underline the question. So we're going to look for the question that is being asked. Remember that not all word problems have question marks in them. Sometimes there is a sentence that is asking you to do something, to perform an action, select, choose, explain are some examples. So we want to identify, what is it that I am being asked to solve? B stands for box the math action words. Am I going to add, subtract, multiply, divide? Again, remember that the math action words are not just the operations. Sometimes it is asking you to select. Sometimes it is asking you to choose. Sometimes it is asking you to explain. So again, please make sure that you are circling all of the math action words in the word problem. E, evaluate and eliminate. So first what we're going to do is eliminate any information that we do not need in order to answer this question that we underlined in the story. We will want to eliminate any numbers and units that do not pertain or help us to solve this question. And then evaluate. What steps am I going to take in order to answer my question? What information is going to help me? What information is not going to help me? And last, S, show your work and check. This is really important. This is where we show how we solved the problem, what answer we came up with, and then go back and look at the problem again and make sure that we understood and solved it the way we wanted to. That's checking our work at the end. So when you're done watching this video, you're going to pop on over to Google Classroom and you're going to find the document that is titled Math 413. In this document, you will find a cubes graphic organizer. It will be blank. It will just have the letters on it. And at the top, there will be a story problem for you to solve. You're going to want to fill in the rest of the graphic organizer to help you come up with your answer. And then you will submit when you are finished. Remember, if you have any questions about the math practices or the cube strategy, please pop into my office hour every school day, Monday through Friday, from noon to 1 o'clock, and I will be more than happy to answer your questions.